time for some summer fun. So as we bid farewell to a phenomenal spring season, another good time lineup awaits us, as summer 2025 delivers some very spicy hot shows to whet our appetite. Now aside from all the losers who'll be watching the cacophony of popular anime shows this season, us cool kids will be watching the real manly man shows. The ones with cute anime girls doing cute anime things. That's the stuff that'll put hair on your chest. But seriously, there are some intriguing shows to keep an eye on if you're in the mood for Yuri. So as always, here are some picks that are Yuri and potentially Yuri certified this season. So if you care even an iota about the subject, feel free to subscribe and get more videos like this in the future. It does you some good and it does me some good. So that's good. Alright, let's roll. Let's kick things off with the first of 2 guaranteed Yuri shows this season. And trust me, relatively speaking, that's f***ing amazing. It's the gratuitously named, "There's no freaking way I'll be your lover. Unless..." or "Watashi ga koibito ni nareru wake nai jan, muri muri." Or just Watanare if you have a life. So the show follows cute and innocent love story protagonist Amari Reneko, who wishes to begin her high school life with a dose of normalcy. She thinks she can accomplish this when she meets the fabulous Ozuka Mai, an ideal best friend candidate who can potentially help her through her turbulent and cringeworthy high school years. Unfortunately for Reneko, the school's Madonna had no intention of being her friend. Rather, she wanted something much more intimate. After recoiling from her sudden love confession, Reneko nearly got isekai'd before being saved by the dashing prince. And though she was grateful, Reneko still wasn't convinced that they should start a romantic relationship. And despite being told that she was friend-zoned, Mai wasn't gonna take no for an answer. So thus begins a wacky rom-com between a petite girl and a tall, sexy, assertive, and sexually forward girl. I wonder who'll have their way in the end. So FYI, I've not read the light novel or the manga, but I at least know it's written by the legendary Mikami Taran, and illustrated by Takashima Eiku for the light novel, and Mushu for the manga. And if you're getting some slight deja vu, not too long ago we got another Takashima Eiku anime and Whisper Me a Love Song. And this is where some of my uneasiness comes in. In case you've forgotten, Whisper Me a Love Song was plagued with animation issues as a result of disorganized studios. Now thankfully Watanare isn't being handled by those same studios, but I still can't shake the fact that they can still screw up another big time Yuri series. I hope to God that the show won't be shot up with technical issues, because I'm especially harsh on how an anime looks. I don't care if that sounds shallow. No one likes looking at ugly people, so why should I settle for an ugly anime? Anyway, I'm sure the Yuri will be fantastic too. Plenty of flirting and wacky situations are sure to grace our screens with this one. And dare I say, there might even be a harem possibility with it. However, as shocking as this sounds, this is not my most anticipated Yuri show this season. This is merely an appetizer. Next, we come to a show that's been giving me wet dreams. It's called Bad Girl, and I know what I'm gonna do when it comes for you. Fucking talk to you about it, that's what. So the anime is about a tough-as-nails delinquent girl named Utani Yu, who doesn't take no crap from anyone. Or at least that's what she wants you to think. In reality, she's a goody two-shoes honor student, who only decided to masquerade as a stereotypical anime delinquent to capture the attention of her crush, the beautiful disciplinary chairman, Misatori Atori. And I guess Yu's scheme must have worked to some extent, because Atori has given the pint-sized protagonist some extra TLC, but probably not in the way you intended. Be careful what you wish for, girl. You might be disciplined in more ways than one. So right off the bat, this is another Yuri rom-com featuring cute and sexy ladies, but it gets bonus points for having such fine character designs. Obviously, we can thank Nikumaru's brilliant brain for that. What gets my endorphins partying is the sheer amount of thirst exhibited by some of the characters. Aside from her hopeless puppy dog protagonist, the object of her affection looks to be somewhere on the sadist spectrum. We all know how fun those characters are. Then there's the main character's best friend, Suzakaze Suzu, who clearly has eyes for the pseudo-delinquent, and will no doubt be given the short end of the stick. Is it too obvious to say that she might be a childhood friend too? And I'm also gonna go out on a limb and say the rest of the cast are gonna be pretty gay as well. Why not? Go big or go home, I always say. Anyway, one concern I still have is whether or not this will be a short anime. For some reason, I have this nagging feeling that this may not be a full-length traditional show. I think it's all the quick editing of the trailers and all the added effects. Christ, I hope I'm wrong. But if anyone knows, please just put me out of my misery. So yeah, super stoked for this one. To think we're getting not 1, but 2 Yuri shows this season. And both are romantic comedies. No spin or gimmicks too. Just good old-fashioned girls looking for some sugar while getting into some wild and wacky situations. And that is a formula that has stood the test of time. If every heterosexual harem anime can do it, then so can we. So next is the tried and true girls club anime of the season. It's called Toiki. And yous better believe those anime gals got a case of bowling fever, you jagoffs. So obviously, we once again have cute anime girls doing another random sport. This time, bowling. But the important part is what the hell it's about. So we follow a high school bowling club consisting of 5 members, and their captain, Otanashi Mai, can constantly achieve 3 consecutive strikes, but always chokes afterwards with a 7-10 split, aka the dreaded Snake Eyes. Because of this embarrassing spectacle, their team continues to lose each game, and this obviously rubs some of the members the wrong way. How will Mai change her luck and lead her team to victory? We'll soon find out when the show rolls onto screen July 9th. Now you can shoot me. Alright, first impressions. The anime actually looks pretty decent. The bowling parts specifically look mighty smooth. In fact, they might even be mo-capped, which is something I'm always in favor for. However, nothing else really stands out as unique. I suppose that's kind of the pattern for most girls club anime. Basically, just cute girls doing fairly mundane and predictable things. So just like bowling, there are rules that have to be maintained. This ain't fucking numb, man. As long as the characters are likable and we can understand their struggles, this should be as good as it needs to be. Now, in terms of Yuri, we can probably expect at least one Yuri crush or some light flirting between the characters. If you've been doing this for as long as I have, it's like driving down to your local coffee shop and ordering the usual cup of joe. It's become pretty standard at this point. Anyway, we'll see how another girls club anime can educate and entertain us. My spinner shots still need some polishing too, so maybe they can give me some pointers. So let's keep the girls club anime train going. Our next show is called Introduction to Mineralogy. And no, this ain't no 101 course. The story follows Tanigawa Yuri, a small high school girl who loves all things jewelry related. So instead of getting them from a lousy cheapskate vendor, she thought why not skip the middleman and get them directly from the source. So she and her mining buddies get to work scraping and scooping up all kinds of shiny goodies. And along the way, plenty of science stuff will be learned. So once again, we have an anime teaching us about random things. And I don't know about you, but I'd much rather learn from a hot anime girl than a boring middle-aged college professor. Holy mama, she can examine my jewels any day. Alright, so this definitely passes the visual test, and the fact that this is being made by the same studio that did Oni Mai is a plus too. After all, I really dig the animation style of that show. The characters all pop and have such delightful expressions, but the focal point is clearly the mesmerizing Earth samples and dig sites. I had a blast learning about all the Earth science in Asteroid in Love, and Mineralogy really seems to be on the same level as that. It probably won't be as gay as Asteroid in Love, but it might surpass it on sexiness. Like I said, we have a bodacious hottie who teaches our protagonist about the wondrous world of mineralogy, and quite possibly might reach a relationship pertaining to romantic status. It's definitely gonna be a stretch, but if there's any set of characters who look to be the most shippable, it'd be these two. Also, let's get more tight jeans representation in anime. Forget nylon and latex, denim is where it's at. Now the last girls club anime on our list is one of the more generic ones I've seen. It's called Harmony of Mille-Feuille, and unsurprisingly it's about a high school girl named Kamaki Uta who wants to shine through singing but lacks the courage. But she eventually gets invited to the a cappella club, and with the help of her new friend slash club members, Uta learns to let her voice shine by combining it with other golden pipes. And yada yada, solving issues through the power of friendship. Alright, now this is a pretty standard situation. Lots of cute girls who all have their own personal drama band together and do club activities. I don't have to reference the dozens of other anime that fall under this category, do I? What's important is how they treat each girl's personal issues. Are they relatable? Do they have weight to them? I'm only saying that because this doesn't look like it's gonna be a light and fluffy anime like K-On! Or something. Judging by the tone and feel of the trailer, it looks like it's gonna be a little more serious. Which is fine and all, but it's gotta make me care about what the hell's happening. So far, the only interesting thing I picked up on is one of the girls has a really low voice, which she clearly does not like. But a cappella is all about good voice blending and range, and I'm gonna assume that having such a unique sound in their group will make their songs truly majestic. And this will eventually lead to that girl realizing how beautiful her natural gift is. Trust me, I watched a TV show and a movie before. But aside from that, there's also no particular shipping moment to be had here. I'm sure we'll eventually get some, given how large the cast is. But so far, this hasn't earned too much anticipation from me. But I'm still hopeful we can get a hidden gem. Alright, so I'm just gonna zoom through the last 2 anime since I don't really have too much to say about them. The first one is See You at the Food Court Tomorrow. And apparently it's a 6-episode show following 2 unlikely girls meeting up together at their favorite hangout spot, the titular food eating place. So yeah, basically 2 total opposites hanging out at a food court and talking about whatever the hell that needs to be talked about. That's it. I mean, it looks cute as hell, and I'm sure the interactions between our 2 leads will be chuckle-worthy. But we'll just have to wait and see if those interactions lean more towards flirtatious rather than just friendly banter. But hey, a cool Gyaru paired with a tiny goofball is my kind of justice. Who knows what kind of philosophical groundbreaking discussions they'll have. The other takeaway from this is they got Hayami Saori to voice a faceless character. And they somehow got KFC's permission to feature them in the show. Shit, dog. Everyone knows Hayami Saori and Colonel Sanders are top billing. And lastly is something called Kamitsubaki City Under Construction. And what we got here is a futuristic story about 5 magical girls, essentially, who fight the Tesseractors, which are weird monster things born from human darkness. And apparently the girls fight using the power of song. Oh, and did I mention this all takes place in the post-apocalypse? I don't want to use the word generic, but this may be one of the most cookie-cutter sci-fi stories I've ever heard. I'm getting some major momentary Lily vibes from it. And I had to stop watching that show because my brain kept blue screening from all the nonsense that was happening. Now, I don't think Kamitsubaki will be anything too crazy, but apparently it's already a somewhat established series, having songs in a video game. So what the hell do I know? However, I am getting some moderate Yuri detection. Again, I don't know these characters, and I don't know what kind of vibes this series has, but I'm betting there to be at least some ship-worthy moments fueled by escalating tension and drama. That's obviously a safe bet, but clearly I'm not showing much investment in this particular stock option. But I do at least hope the pilot episode is good enough to draw me in. Unlike most people, I don't adhere to the 3-episode rule. Time is precious, man. I'm not gonna waste my time any further if you can't make me care about what's going on by the end of the first episode. Too much anime to watch, too little time. Well, that's the news. If there are any other anime you think I should check out for the Yuri content, let me know in the comments. Again, we got at least 2 Yuri shows to be excited for, and the rest essentially being cute girls doing cute things. Not a bad way to spend the long summer, I'd say. But aside from that, I'll also be watching other anime like the highly anticipated City, mainly because I'm a big Nichijou fan. Apart from Yuri, comedy is my next big passion, and something tells me the spiritual successor to Nichijou will be just what the doctor ordered. Alright, that's all for now. See you around.